The good thing about being a big school district with two high schools is both schools can share one football stadium. But some folks say that's also the bad thing. We told you last week why some folks in West Shore School District say the stars are aligned for Redland High School to get its own stadium, and we promised we would bring you more, including why not everyone is so sure this is such a good deal. Well, promise kept. Seth Kaplan, always a man of his word. He is live in the ABC 27 newsroom with more on this story. Good afternoon to you, Seth.
Good afternoon to you, James. Yeah, to recap, the grand plan for supporters is a new stadium. An earlier phase would include a new artificial turf practice field. It would go at Redland High School, right down from where you see that. There's a big area right now that they're planning to put the turf field. The district has already spent more than $1 million in mostly federal money on accessibility improvements, and there you see where the field would go, leading to that eventual new field, plus new baseball batting cages that are already there. Next up, $2 million, also in outside money, that'd be state money for the turf field. The district does need to match that with $2 million of its own money. Supporters are hoping to get the total up to what they say would be about $7 million to build a full stadium with stands, bathrooms, concession stands, all that at Redland. First, why supporters say that is necessary, followed by why opponents say it's not.
But imagine if you're a Patriot, football player, and you're going to play Cedar Cliff. And you have to go into the locker room at Cedar Cliff, and all of the posters are "Beat the Patriots," and that's your home field.
I think that we are the only district in York County that does not have all-day kindergarten. We have one stadium and we have one pool for our district. We've been able to share those resources and share the costs of those resources. And so by adding another stadium, we are going to have some additional costs.
The pool she's describing is at Redland. Terry Mickle, who you heard from there a second, running against Kelly Brent for school board, that election later this month. Mickle says she's not necessarily against Redland having its own turf practice field, despite the expense of that. So, James, in a sense, you almost have three camps of people. The folks pushing for Redland to get its own full stadium. Others who say even spending $2 million of district money on a turf practice field is irresponsible for a district that is dipping into its reserve fund to balance its budget. And then others who say maybe the practice field makes sense, but the new stadium doesn't.
So, it seems like, Seth, that you have this age-old debate here where you have athletics versus academics and versus what needs, and you have this money and what should it go towards?
Absolutely. And I think back to my high school and it was the same things, right? And so in a sense, you're right. You take a step back, and this is something that we've seen over and over in practically every school district, the scarce resources and people making arguments about how they should be spent.
Absolutely. We'll continue to watch it as it plays out. Seth Kaplan, live in the ABC 27 newsroom. Thank you so much for that.